All right, guys, it is Kieran from Red Devil Weekly. United run out 3-0 winners at Kennelworth Road. A decent win, you got to say. Game of two halves, in my opinion, realistically. Game of two halves. First half, again, lacking match fitness, down 100% lacking match fitness. Second half, we did all right. We pressed. We scored 3 goals. Obviously, but that was towards the end of the game when you could see, the Luton players were definitely getting tired. So for me, a 3-0 win for United, job done. That's realistically what you can only really say about this game. The subs obviously coming on and getting some minutes and doing so well as well. You've got to say, Greenwood and Rashford coming on and scoring goals. Fair play to them. Bruno Fernandes having a hand in the first one as well. So those subs realistically coming on and making the difference for Manchester United in a second half, which, as I said, it was a game of two halves. Realistically, a game of two halves. First half was poor. It was poor. For you guys joining us, welcome United Hub. Thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. K-Cyan Dazza, thanks for joining. He says, Eden, mate, not gonna lie, was a great game in total, but got the job done. Exactly. That's what it was. You got the job done in the end. 3 points, all that matters, and we move on to, well, not 3 points. We go on to the next round, so that's all that matters in the end of the day. But I was just seeing what all I have to say is rationale, though. Listen, it was a good finish from him. You've got to say it was a very, very good finish. And in the end of the day, it's our first win of the season, so you've got to take that. But the first half wasn't great. I'm going to be honest. It was not great from Manchester United's point of view. Yes, obviously, it looked like we were unfit. It looked like we needed minutes, but realistically, against Luton Town, we looked poor against Luton Town. That's got to send a few alarm bells through. But in the second half, we pulled it through. And as well, I want to say Dean Henderson, fair play to him. He made a brilliant save, actually, in that second half with about 10, 15 minutes to go, which really kept us in the game. Actually, didn't keep us in the game, but it kept it at 1-0. We had kept our advantage. If we didn't have that, then I wouldn't have been surprised if Luton made a comeback in this game. But Dean Henderson, fair play to him, his first proper start for Manchester United, and is a really, really top save and a clean sheet for him as well. So you've got to say fair play to him. Brother Game, thanks for joining. He says Greenwood came on with 10 minutes left and got a goal and assist. Yeah, exactly. Fair play to him. Listen, we all know his quality. We all know, what he can do. And he came on and you saw the energy. To be fair, he was running a very tired leg as well. But listen, it's Mason Greenwood. You have to give him that. Give him fair play. Give him a load of props because he did the business. He came on and did what he had to do. You've got minutes on those legs as well. So, yeah, very, very happy with that. And I'm sure he's very happy with that as well, Mason Greenwood. Rashford as well, I thought came on, was brilliant. And as I said, all the subs came on and were very, very good. And I couldn't really pick out too many players that didn't do that well, really. I thought Van der Beek, of course, his second game in a Man United shirt, I thought he was decent. I thought he was very, very good. Again, him and Mata are actually linking up very, very well. And those two players are actually very similar in the way they play. So you can see how they'd link up, very well. So fair play to them. They did brilliantly in the pockets, just making those spaces. And I think in the first half, I would say, that you could argue we were making it too complicated for ourselves. We were trying to, we were trying to kind of play through the lines. We're trying to, make things. We were trying to make things happen that weren't on, and we were getting caught offside quite a lot, and it was unfortunate. It really was. We were trying to make things happen, but we were just too compact. And I think Luton set up that way to defend against us like that. However, in the second half, I think the game started to open up. When they started to come out a bit more after they conceded that goal, I think the game started to open up for us, to say. And the fact we can counter-attack so clinically, we're so good on the counter-attack. And it showed against Crystal Palace. They were able to defend for the full 90 minutes and they kept us out completely because we can't play against the low blocks yet. When you play against a team like Luton, who you get an early goal against them or you get a first half goal, then they have to come out. The game stretches and all of a sudden we've got a lot more space in there. A few comments here. Welcome. I am Ashwell529. Thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. If you haven't already as well, please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. He says, I agree. Well, there you go. Great minds think alike, of course. Man like Mo, welcome to the stream. He says, this is the only trophy we can list. It's sad to say, but it's true. Well, you never know. We got to the semi-final of the FA Cup last year. Why not go the whole way in that one? But yeah, realistically, we're pretty well looking at the league or the FA Cup this year. And it's unfortunate we're not at that stage where we can look at Premier League or Champions League, but we have to be realistic. And let's face it, the team as it is right now, even with the addition of Sancho, I don't think can challenge for either of those two big trophies. So yeah, for me, it's the Carabao Cup and FA Cup realistically. And Rashid, thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. So I feel like Lingard should be given another chance of playing big games. He played very well and he deserved his goal. Yeah, I'll tell you what, he didn't look too bad. He didn't look too bad today, Lingard, actually. He was pretty well the bright spark and a lot of the play that we had in this game. And yeah, you have to give him credit where credit's due. We've given him a lot of pelters on this channel for not being great, but to be fair, he came in today and was absolutely brilliant. So you've got to give him that. Sifo, thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. This is the only game you'll win this season. Yeah, I hope not, mate. But listen, it was a good performance in the second half at least. We were very clinical when we did get our chances. And of course, you have to look at the fact we didn't have Paul Pogba in that team either. We did have Matic back, and I thought Matic actually had a decent game as well. But we did have a few first-team players missing, and we got the win in the end. Obviously, again, Luton Town. It's one of those ones where if you win, no one cares because it's Luton Town, obviously. But if you lose, everyone is on you. Everyone is on you like moths to a flame. So we had to win that game today, 3-0 win. Hopefully, that gives a bit of confidence to the team that we're not just we have got some quality. It hopefully reminds those forward players that we do have quality. Man like Moses, when we play Brian, it'll be a test. I think it will. They battered Newcastle realistically. They absolutely battered them. Tariq Lamptey, what a player. I mean, I've seen him against Chelsea, saw him against Newcastle. He was so good. So yeah, for me, Brian is going to be a test. It really is going to be a test. They've got some decent players in there, and they're not looking too bad this season. I think the fact that they gave Chelsea a very, very good game. Realistically, yes, the game ended 3-1, but they could have won that game. They could have easily won that game, or at least got a point out of that game. And you look at the squad that Chelsea had this season, the fact that Brian could have got a point out of that game shows how far they've come under Graham Potter, and he's a decent tactical coach. So it is going to be a difficult one for us, I think. I think it will be difficult. But hopefully with the game time under our belt, I think against Palace, even though you have to give credit to Palace, they were absolutely fantastic. The way they defended, the way they countered, how clinical they were. We did lack a lot of fitness in our players. There's no doubt. We lacked a lot of match fitness. Donny van der Beek, probably one of the fittest players in the team. He's obviously played the international break as well. Got his goal, got the only goal in that game. So, also I think the good thing about Brian is the fact because they don't play a low block, because they now have the confidence to come at you and run at you and give you space in behind, I think we'll probably have a good result in that game because they give you all that space in behind. Teams like Crystal Palace and Burnley and these teams, we often struggle against because they don't give you that space in behind. Kieran, check United report. I'll check United report in a second, mate. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can check it. I'll check it now. But yeah, let me know who you thought was man of the match, lads. Let me know who you thought is man of the match. Because I'm not sure. I think I'd probably give it to Jesse Lingard. I probably would give it to Jesse Lingard. I'm just going to check United report because I've got no idea what's going on here. But right. As I said, let me know who your man of the match was. I'll give it to Lingard. I thought that Rashford when he came on was decent. To be fair, that was only 10 minutes in the game, but to be fair, Greenwood as well. You could give it to Greenwood potentially. Report. Oh, UTD report, sorry. Emmanuel, thanks for joining, Emmanuel. Appreciate it. Why does United start like this every season? As if they don't know how to play. Stringing passes is a problem, and without passes, you can't open up a defence and feed strikers. Never a true words, Emmanuel. Very, very wise words from you, mate. Very, very wise words. But yeah, it's true. It's true. United start the season. Well, I think actually in recent games, it just hasn't been good enough in terms of the quality on the ball. It really hasn't. Parody account. What? Draco, how you doing, man? Draco, thanks for joining. Make sure you do check out Draco's channel as well. Really, I'm sure you really appreciate that. Great Manchester United content, also other content on there that will suit your YouTubing needs and your entertainment needs. So make sure you do check out Draco's channel if you haven't already. He says really wanted to see at least one youth player in that lineup. Yeah, that is true. Obviously, against Luton, you probably didn't need to go as strong as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did in that game, but I can understand it considering the lack of preseason and the fact that he wants to get minutes into the legs of his squad. So I'll give him that. I can see where he's coming from with that. But yeah, it would have been nice to see someone like Tana Mengi or Hanel Medji or someone like that. Medjbury, sorry. Someone like that would have been good to see in the team. But in the end of the day, the result's all that matters, in my opinion. Hopefully, in future Carabao Cup games, I think we play Brighton next in the Carabao Cup, actually, if they get through their game, which I'm not sure if they have. Let me know if they have or not. But yeah, I think, we got the 3 points. That's all that matters, really. Realistically, we got the 3 points. No, we didn't get 3 points. What am I talking about? We got through to the next round, and that's all that matters in the end of the day in these cup competitions. But there's not much else to say really on this. It was a game of two halves really. First half we were poor, but second half we came on the traps really well. Any unsung heroes? I think. As I said, Van der Beek I thought did very, very well. Juan Mata, actually, every time he's played for Manchester United recently, has done very, very well. You can't deny that. Daz says, are you taking calls? I know it's late at night, but I just thought I'd ask. Well, you know what, Daz? It's time for one call. I'll tell you what we'll do. Daz, I'll put the link of this in the live chat, and then we can have one call tonight. We'll have one call tonight. Why not? We haven't had a call in a while, so there's a StreamYard link, Daz. Rashid says, do you think that we'll be able to sign Sancho or anyone else before the transfer window closes? To be honest with you, mate, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Draco thinks Sancho is coming. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Listen, I'm getting less and less confident in Sancho coming as the days go by, to be honest. So, yeah, listen, I think Sancho, maybe they go for it, maybe they don't, who knows. But for me, I think as time goes on, it's getting less and less likely. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But for me, I don't think it's going to happen. I think more likely is that we're going to buy a fullback, in my opinion. More likely we're going to buy a fullback or at least a defensive player if that is a centre-back. But yeah, Dads, feel free to call in, mate. We'll have one call today. Red Devil Studio G, thanks for joining Red Devil Studio. Appreciate it. Make sure to check out his channel as well. Great stuff on there. Emmanuel says, do you think Eric Bailly was decent tonight? And if he and Harry Maguire should be starting every game? I've said this before. For me, I think Harry Maguire and Eric Bailly is our best centre-back partnership. Obviously, Ole likes Victor Lindelof. He likes to play with him. But for me, Harry Maguire and Bailly is our best partnership, 100%. Red Devil Studio says, buy Fred or Matic in. Yeah, listen, I think Bailly definitely should be in after his performance today. I don't understand why he isn't, to be honest. I really, really don't. But we might. I think we'll probably see Lindelof again on Saturday against Brighton. We probably will. Christian says, bro, don't take it seriously. For me, Ollie needs to be sacked. There we go. There's the comment of the day. Come on, Krishna, man. I know. Thanks for joining, man. I know you're passionate, but after two games, really, he got us third last year. I think we need to be patient. I think we do need to be patient. But we have got the man of the hour, and I'm just going to add him in. Hey, look at these wireless headphones, by the way. Brand new. We've got Daryl in. Let's add him to the stream. Daryl, mate, can you hear me? Good morning to you, Daryl, mate. Good morning. And by the way, I saw on your stream loads of people were tuning in. So
it's been rather surprising recently. Because obviously I'm not, but I've literally just actually clicked onto my stream that I just did a few minutes ago. So I already on 766 views.
Not bad, is it? That's not bad at all, Daryl. But yeah, fair play, man. I saw there was loads of people watching it. Yeah, I saw it. It was ridiculous.
I don't know what's been going on.
Well, the best watch along in town. They wanted to see the best watch along in town, Daryl. Of course, of course. But in terms of the game, for you, was it a bit of a game of two halves? Do you think the first half United were poor, or how did you see the game overall?
I didn't think it was a great game. I thought it was rather cack. But I think at the end of the day, the goals did the talking, really. I thought when we had chances, I thought we did decent with them. Obviously, I was looking at the stats after the game: 12 shots on target from 19, which is better than normal. Because against Crystal Palace, I think we only had like a 33% shot accuracy, which was pretty terrible by United standards. But United fans, they can't be getting hyped about it because we were against Luton. No respect to Luton, but they're an average championship team. And a team that realistically, Manchester United 100% should be beaten. But I did think we struggled at times. Because I thought Luton's back line defensively, I thought they played quite well for a lot of the game, and especially the first half. We struggled to get ways into them. You gave man of the match to Jesse Lingard, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought Lingard was decent, but yeah, who was your man of the match?
Van de Beek.
Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout.
I thought Van de Beek, even though it's his first start for Manchester United, and obviously standards are high when you join a club like United, and I thought he played quite well, actually. He didn't let the pressure get to him. He played like he normally does, brilliantly, and he could have got a goal. He had one or two chances that he, maybe could have taken. I thought the passing work on occasions was quite good. There was some good slick passing from United today. It wasn't obviously for the full game. There was only certain parts, really. But apart from that, I didn't think we were amazing. But I thought when we had the chances, we were just a more clinical team. Luton had a few chances, and half of their shots went to Watford. But at the end of the day, it's the win that matters. We got the job done, and we've got Brighton next game, and obviously we could be playing Brighton in the cup. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a tough journey. I have to say, I can't remember who it was who said that. Was it Man Like Moore or someone who put, "Yeah, this is the only trophy we can win."
Yeah.
I don't think Ollie. I don't think Ollie's the type of person. I don't think the United board are the type of people to only accept one trophy. Whereas Ollie was lucky to keep his job after United didn't even get a trophy. Look at Jose Mourinho. He didn't get a trophy. The next season had one of the worst seasons ever, and he got sacked. So if Ollie did get sacked, I wouldn't be too surprised, but it would be a shame. It would be a shame if that was the case. So I like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think he's a good man. He's tactically, sometimes his tactics work, sometimes they don't. I'll tell you something else. One thing I've noticed with Ollie is there's no specific style of play that he likes to use frequently. It seems like he likes to use the 4-2-3-1 with the two holding midfielders, and I think that works fine. I do think Donny van de Beek, the likes of Donny van de Beek, Bruno Fernandes, obviously Greenwood should really be starting more often. And if we have that midfield, like if all the players are fit and he actually starts Pogba, Bruno, and Donny van de Beek, we could have one of the strongest midfields in the Premier League. But he's starting Matic, who I didn't think had a bad game. Fred is all right, but I still think we could do with one more. I think maybe one more out-and-out holding midfielder, maybe another one. I know Donny van de Beek's mainly a holding midfielder, isn't he?
Yeah.
But does he suit all these tactics? That's the thing. Because I think we need, I think we need maybe another holding midfielder that's got a lot of experience, very experienced holding midfielder who could probably suit Ole's style of play. There's there's a few players in that squad that I really don't think, in a way suit the style of play. And obviously, to be honest, there's numerous ones, but I'm not going to go through the full list. Obviously, we might be here all night. But there's a few, I think his style of play just isn't there.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people have said that about Solskjaer, to be fair. A lot of people have said about Ole that that there isn't a kind of signature style of play, with Klopp, with Guardiola, with all these guys, there is kind of a clear way of playing. However, with Solskjaer, there isn't that way of setting up. There's kind of signature to him, and it's very kind of, some people even said it's, kind of make it up as it go along, and relying on individual performances in some instances. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it definitely would be a shame to see Solskjaer sacked. It really would. I just want to read a few of the comments, by the way. Thank you for the nice message, Rashid. Thanks for the message. Appreciate it, man. It says, watching you since 2019. Since then, after some Man United matches, I look forward to watching you live. Keep grinding. Don't give up. You'll make it to 100k subs or more. If I make it to 100k subs, I don't know what I'm going to do, mate. I really wouldn't. 100,000 subs is ridiculous, but thank you very much for support. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Draco, as well for your nice message. Krishna says Van der Beek first touch pass. As we've discussed, Van der Beek was very good tonight, and he has that in his locker, 100%. Naveen says Bailly should start ahead of Lindelof. And I'll ask you about that, Dale. Obviously, you've come in there straight away. No nonsense. A few new people as well. Julian, thanks for joining us. Mine now would have played better up front than Igalo today. He was a bit anonymous. He was a bit anonymous today, Igalo, to be fair. Didn't get on the ball too much. So Julian maybe putting it a bit strong, but I think most people probably agree with the sentiment. And Nervous Ab says, Julian, trust me. There you go. So both people agreeing with that. But yeah, Daz, one of the things I want to ask you, I guess, there is Naveen's comment. I'll ask you about that. And obviously you said Bailly should start ahead of Lindelof. How do you think Bailly performed today? And do you think Solskjaer will see that Bailly is the better partner for Maguire and play Bailly there?
I mean, put it this way, Bailly couldn't have done a worse job than Lindelof in the last game. Because Lindelof against Crystal Palace was probably the worst player on the pitch. I agree with what Julian said about Igalo, because Igalo, as you said, was rather non-existent today. He didn't really have much of the game, to be honest. And I think Ollie made the right decision today, bringing on Greenwood, because Greenwood made a difference. But with the Bailly situation, I think Bailly really should start ahead of Victor Lindelof, because I don't think Victor Lindelof is that great, to be honest, realistically. But the thing is Bailly doesn't tend to get played often, and tonight he obviously got played. Bailly tends to be one of them players who plays more of the cup games. And obviously tonight Ollie rested. He made about 10 changes to the team, with only having Maguire surviving in the first team, probably because we were that bad against Crystal Palace. It was either that or he was just Western players for our trip to the Amex, which will probably get beat as well. You never know. We don't have a good record against Brighton away, do we? No. I would like to see Bailly start more, because I think he's a much better out-and-out defender than Victor Lindelof. I just think Lindelof recently needs to get his head into the game.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I think that I think in terms of athleticism and in terms of reading the game, I think he's better than Lindelof, and he's better in the air. Let's not forget. And I just think the thing is with Lindelof is he doesn't win enough physical battles. To be honest, he doesn't win enough physical battles. And you see that attacks have now seen that and actually target Victor Lindelof. They actively kind of go for him and say, if we put our big guy on him, he's not going to be able to shake him off. So that's obviously going to be a weakness that's going to be exploited in our defence a lot. But listen, it's all about depth. I guess, having Lindelof as a backup isn't the worst thing in the world either. We need squad depth in every position. So, but I do think it would be good to either see Bailly get more of a run in the first team, or even bring somebody else in from the transfer market in that position. Someone like an Upamecano, maybe someone like that. Obviously, I don't think we're going to get Upamecano this summer, but someone of that sort of talent and ability to come in next to Harry Maguire, and I think we look very, very solid. The final thing I want to ask you, Daryl, actually, is about Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson obviously starting his first Manchester United game, apart from obviously the Villa friendly, which I'm not sure if we can really count that, but his first Manchester United game this season, and kept a clean sheet and actually made a really, really good save as well towards the end of the game. How would you rate his performance?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I'm in the middle. I mean, I know he was decent, to be honest. I mean, he did what Manuel Neuer is known for doing, and coming out and dribbling the ball past an attacker. I thought that was rather brilliant from him. I was like, oh, brilliant. That was a good, he did. He made a good save towards the end of the game, and it was a vital save, because if he hadn't have made that, we would have been, back to square one and would have been heading for penalties. And then we just caught him on the break, really, didn't we? But, on his good day, he can make some brilliant saves and keep clean sheets, and today was one of them. But I do think, reason I'm rating him a bit lower than, a lot of people would say 10 out of 10 probably. But no, because he didn't get tested much. I think he only had 2 shots on target all game, Luton. So they were pretty awful, I'm not going to lie. Most of their chances, went high, wide, and not very handsome. He didn't get tested much, but I think Dino will be happy. He got a clean sheet, wasn't worked too hard. He could have just sat there with a newspaper, to be quite honest, for most of the game. But yeah, he did make that big save, so I'd give it probably a good solid 6, 7 out of 10, maybe. Maybe not any high. If he was tested a lot more by Luton and he kept making save after save, then yeah. But I think based on the fact that Luton weren't great, and that's obviously not his fault. I'm not. It's not his fault. It's not his fault that Luton are crap. He made the important save, and that was what was crucial for us. So, yeah, a good solid 6, solid 7. I don't know, something like that, 6, 7.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, to be fair, he did what a good keeper does. You need someone to pop up with the save at the right time, and he certainly did that. So yeah, fair play to him. Hopefully, if he keeps going with those sort of performances, there will be good competition with David De Gea. Really, really would. And Julian, actually, here, final question to you, Daz. Who do you think should start in goal versus Brian? Do you think David De Gea keeps his place?
I think the problem with David De Gea, and we've seen it recently, we obviously saw it last season and against Palace. He didn't move for the third goal, for starters. Might have been because he was probably wrong-sided. I don't know what was going on with the penalties. There was never a pen, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. There was never a penalty, their second one. Comes off the line. And the first goal, really, should have saved it. It was a poor goal to concede. But my dad always says to me that a goalkeeper is as good as his defence. And
of course.
I understand Ollie, wants to keep him as number 1. But I think he's, at the minute, becoming a liability. And I like David De Gea, to be honest. I like David De Gea. But I think given recent performances, he's just been a liability. So I would prefer to see Hendo in goal.
Interesting. Let's see what people are saying. Sifo here says, if you start De Gea next game, Ollie's brain dead. De Gea is the worst keeper in the foot. Okay, I thought it was
He's not as bad as Martinez.
Hey, to be fair, he saved the penalty, so that's it. That's the thing, he just comes back with that. But yeah, listen, I was reading that as if it was like a proper comment, and it's like, I see he's the worst football in the world. I'm like, Come on, Sifo. You know that's not true. Julian says, personally, I think Dino should start because he's better on the ball. So he agrees with you, Daz. He agrees with you. But anyway,
He's
Daz,
like the
thank you
Premier
so much for
League
coming
version
on.
of you, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, Daz, mate, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. As always, mate, really appreciate it. And
mate.
make sure you do check out Daz's football stand as well. Great stuff on there. Make sure you do check it out if you haven't already. But yeah, Daz, appreciate it as always. Have a good evening.
Cheers, bud. See you in a bit.
There we go, Daz's football stand. Make sure you check him out on the live chat if he's on the live chat. Just go to his channel, give him a sub. He deserves it. But yeah, we're probably going to end it very, very soon. Nervous Ab says, do you think Lingard should stay? I mean, it wasn't a bad performance from him today. It really wasn't. However, I don't think he's first team quality. I don't think he has the quality to play, or he should be anywhere near our starting 11. I don't think he should. So for me, no, I don't think he should stay. However, Ollie, for me, if I had to predict it, I think Ollie will make the decision to keep him. I think he will. So for me, it's obviously out of our hands, but I wouldn't mind just pocketing 30 million for him and then being able to put that towards other deals, because even though Lingard is decent, we could use that sort of money to to put towards a better player. So for me, I'd happily let him move on and take a bit of money for him, because let's face it, we want to get a bit of that coin, that sweet moolah in return. Sifo says De Gea will single-handedly cost you 20 goals a season, Butterfingers. It's a bit harsh. I mean, maybe not after last season, but we'll see, mate. We'll see. Graham, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Says you can't just drop De Gea. Henderson is solid, true, but a few more games in the cup and to get some experience, and then if De Gea's poor form continues, then yeah, he should be switched. I think that's probably a level-headed reproach from you, Graham. I think it's definitely a rational approach. And I don't think Ollie's going to drop De Gea straight away. Let's face it. He's not going to just drop him just because of Henderson keeping a clean sheet against Luton in the week. It's not going to happen. So I think we'll see David Gea against Brighton, whether people like it or not. But if he does make a few mistakes, we know that we have a very, very good goalkeeper in Dean Henderson behind him. So happy days in that department. But guys, I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Make sure to check out all the channels mentioned in the video, and also if you're watching as a video, feel free to hit me up in the comment section below on what you thought of what I said and also what you thought of the game in general. But guys, that's the end of it. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, of course, and I'll see you all in the next one.